What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
And typically Levon Maynard. However, he's on holiday, so you'll see him come this new year. Speaking of this new year, we're going on a holiday break ourselves. This week should get you to Christmas Eve, and then you will not see a new episode from us until January 10th. So that'll be the first week we are back with our Monday through Friday schedule. Monday and Tuesday are our topics. Wednesday is discussion. This week is a special one. We have Ms. Aisha Hollins on to talk about Meta and some of the privacy and security settings they're setting up for children and their parents. And then Thursdays typically Ask Us SP. We won't have one this week, but look for us come the new year. And then on Fridays, we talk about everything else. So that's what this is. So this is our Friday episode where we discuss everything but cyber, right? So if you're tuning in for the cybersecurity, hit us up throughout the week. This one is just we wind down. We call it the weekly rundown. And we talk about movies, TV shows, all that good stuff. So very rarely I talk about studying for something. But with that being said, how is your week going, Jen?
Man, you know what? No complaints. I actually Star Trek Discovery, man. I'm all caught up on that, right? I'm all caught up on that.
Okay.
That's good. That's a good one. It seems like I'm in the fourth season now. It seems like it's slowing down with the action a little bit, but they'll probably ramp it up coming up near the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
because at the end of that third one, it was nothing but action.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But no, it's gonna be it's going to something. So we'll see.
Okay.
New villain every season. Watched Hawkeye this week. I gotta be honest, like the action seems to be slowing down some, but they had a reveal at the end of the episode this week that I already saw coming a couple episodes ago. Right?
Yeah.
Kinda figured it out and was like, okay, I know who this is gonna be, and they just confirmed it, right? So but yeah, Hawkeye. So we only got like one more episode of that. What else did I watch this week? What else did I take in? Nothing much really after that. Yeah, it was kind of it. It was those
okay.
Yeah. What about you, man? I know you had a full slate there.
Oh yeah, I get it in. Like I find time to watch these shows. I need to start Star Trek Discovery, the current season. I have not done that yet. I was trying to wait for a few episodes to drop before I got into it because I like to marathon my shows. I need to finish Picard. I slowed down on that one because season 2, I don't know when it's coming out, to be honest with you. I know it's February. Yeah, so I might not actually jump back into that one because sometimes I get like what I'm finding out from Netflix is if a show doesn't come out like around a year time frame, I will forget pieces. So as opposed to me watching the show twice, which it would be fine. I typically now I'm just like, you know what, I won't crush it. I say that, but then like True Story, I crushed that one this past week. But that's a limited series, right? It's not going to get a sequel, to my knowledge. But yeah, so I watched True Story. I really enjoyed it. It's something. There's this weird cognitive dissonance I have with it, where it puts me on the edge of my seat because it makes me feel uncomfortable because it mirrors Kevin Hart's life so much. It feels like I'm watching him do bad stuff. It's weird. It's very strange. Like check it out. First episode, you're just like, is this a documentary? And then it goes left, and you're just like, for me, I was like, no, don't do it, Kev. don't do that. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. But I think it was really good acting. Like Kevin Hart, I think does a phenomenal job as the lead. Wesley Snipes plays his brother. I always enjoy Wesley Snipes' flick, regardless. I think he does a good job with this one. Very relatable character, in my opinion. And then it's his team around him and just all this crazy stuff. Like think Breaking Bad or Ozark if it starred Kevin Hart. That's basically the show. And it had me like my wife she wasn't feeling it. I told her like she couldn't, like the first episode, she was like, no, I'm good. I'm like, no, you got to watch the second one. So you got to watch the second one. So
She
I
out there
thoroughly enjoyed it.
where I'm at with you. I'm
Yeah.
like,
She was
oh
like, she watched the
no.
first one. She was like, nah, I could pass. I was like, no, 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 no. Watch the second one. I'm telling you, like the first episode, it it threw a curveball at me, but then the second one, I was just like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. Because like I said, it felt like a documentary. Like I'm like, I'm watching Kevin Hart's life, and then like something happens, she's like, oh, no, don't do it. But I thoroughly enjoyed that one. I watched Finch. I think it's Finch.
Tom Hanks.
It is the Tom Hanks movie on Apple Plus. Think if Wally and Castaway had a baby, starring Tom Hanks. Can't go wrong. So I definitely enjoyed that one. Um, I watched something else. Oh, obviously I watched. So no spoilers. I will only say I watched the movie Spider-Man No Way Home, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So if you're listening to this and it has not been spoiled for you yet, cut off the internet. Go see the movie. The internet will ruin this one for you. I went in completely blind. I saw it on Premiere, and I literally blacked out the internet for a week. The only thing I got on was LinkedIn because I was like, if they spoil it on LinkedIn, they're going out their way to spoil it, and no one spoiled it on LinkedIn because it's not what LinkedIn is for. um, but yeah, I stayed off of the internet. I stopped watching all my YouTube channels that do speculations because I didn't want them to somehow guess what was going to happen, and I definitely cut off Twitter. Twitter will ruin everything. I went into it completely blind, and then we're just hooping and hollering in the theater. Like we kept getting, like it's funny. Like you would cheer for something, but then you know to be immediately quiet because there's dialogue, but people would continue to cheer, and then they would get they would get shushed. But it was definitely watched. It was definitely worth watching in the theater because of everybody's reactions. You know what I mean? Like you get that energy. So I enjoyed it. So no more talk about it. Like just go see it. It's worth it. I didn't play any games, and I'm going to download. Hopefully, I don't know if Apple lets you do this. I think they let you watch offline. I'm going to, if I can, watch offline. It's called Swan Song. It's a Apple TV movie that dropped yesterday, starring Mahershala Ali. It's a sci-fi joint, and it seems like it mirrors, no pun intended, um, a Black Mirror episode starring Anthony Mackie, where basically, and this is all in the trailer, but it's called Swan Song because the person is going to pass away, and they're in the future where you're able to make a copy of yourself. Um, so the person in the Black Mirror episode, you have to interact with it though, so it can learn all your mannerisms because it looks like you, but it's not you, right? So it has your memories, but you have to interact with it so it can pick up on the little nuances, and then it goes into your life, so that way your family doesn't have to miss you. Obviously, your family doesn't know this though. So, but that's going to be the premise of this movie. But you can see how that's going to. There's some that's heavy, especially if you know you're about to die. So I like Mahershala Ali. I think he does a phenomenal job acting and what have you. He'd be the new Blade and what have you. But watching the trailer, it looks like it's going to give you all the feels. like I don't cry because I lost my tear ducts in the war, but I may get that tingling sensation in the eyeballs because it looks like it's going to be very sad. So I'm like, okay, I'm down for it. I'm down for it. So that's my plans to watch that on the plane, and then whatever plane movies they have, I watch those too.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You were talking about that. You kind of reminded me. I don't know why it reminded me. I did start watching Lost in Space today. I don't know if I'm
Oh,
fe-
okay.
I don't know if I'm feeling it, man. I got
So it takes a while. Like it's only going to be, I think this season, the third season, is going to be the last season. I watched with my daughter. Um, it takes a while, like to really pick up. So because I wanted to marathon it, but like my daughter likes to watch one episode at a time. So it did take a while, but I think if you lean forward a little bit, it picks up episode three, maybe three or four.
you had to say
Yeah,
that. I watched the
yeah,
first two and I was like, all right, I think I'm done. I was like, you already got the robot showing, but he ain't doing nothing. I'm like, what's going
Right, right. You have to get past that point because
on?
it's a different take on it, right? Like when we watched it as kids uh, in reruns, right? Because we're not that old, but
Yeah.
um, they brought the robot, and their job was to be in space, and obviously they're lost in space and all that stuff. Like this one has a little bit of a different take on it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it takes a little while to get into it. But I'm looking forward to watching the third season when I get home um, to see how it all wraps up. Um, I can't remember the name of because it's obviously the family, right? So you have Will,
Robinsons. The Robinsons.
Robinsons, yeah, but I forget what the dad's name is in real life, the actor, but I thought he did a good job. Obviously, the mom, I think it's as the seasons go on, the focus shifts to different characters. But the first season, they really spotlight or highlight the parents, and then um, not to give you spoilers or whatnot, but then it starts to shift to different members of the family, just from their perspective and whatnot. So they always keep it interesting. And then obviously you got the MacGyver effect, right? Because they're all scientists, so they're gonna figure it out. But there's a couple episodes I was like, they ain't gonna figure that one out. That's it's a wrap.
Yeah. Well, I know they picked up Dr. Smith though, so like she just got brought in. So I'm like,
Okay.
how's this gonna play out? Because you know what's going on where. Well, shoot, this
Right.
came out like 4 years ago, so I'm gonna say it, but like she's not who she appears to be, right? So
Right. Right.
I'm curious how that's gonna play out. Like who's gonna figure that out? Because there's some people she left too, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if they make their way there, they're gonna be like, hey, I know what you did, and I'm gonna tell everybody what you did, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, no, it's good though. I think it's a good series, but if you're looking for nonstop action, you're not going to get it. A lot of it is it's more like the older Star Treks, to be honest with you, where it's more about like these little vignettes, kind of. But there is a bigger story arc. So I liked it. I'm not gonna. It's not. I'm not gonna die on this hill. This one. If you drop this one, because I have limited bullets left in the chamber to get you to watch shows.
this is true. This is true.
That's not the hill I die on. But
Look, because I got True Story queued up, but then I hear that your wife is like, nah, I don't know. I'm like,
I'm
I
telling you,
might
you got to
give
get
it to
past that
her.
first episode. You got to get past that first episode.
I'm gonna give it 2. I like to give 3, but like with Lost in Space, I'm kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't know
Right.
if I make it that far because I think I'm
Right.
gonna
But
watch.
with true, I was gonna say, with true story though, like if you enjoyed like the Breaking Bads, I have not watched Ozark yet, but I hear Ozark is really good as well. But just
I
those
haven't
those
watched.
stories where the person is going one way and it just completely goes left. Like I think you'll enjoy this one, and it's limited, right? So you only got to watch 8 episodes.
Yeah, but I haven't watched either one of those series. I have not watched Breaking Bad, and I have not watched Ozark.
Oh man, Breaking Bad is worth it. I'm telling you,
Everybody says that.
Breaking Bad is worth it.
Everybody says that. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
if it hasn't been spoiled for you, like it's been years, right? But if it hasn't been spoiled for you, I think it's worth it. Not every episode's gonna be a hit, but um, just the overall arc and then the little arcs in between, it keeps you going. Like that's a good series. I've not watched Ozark, but I hear it's along the same vein.
I don't
So,
know. I might have to take your word on that one. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. And that's the thing is that I've heard people talk about Breaking Bad and how it ends and whatnot. And then you even have a spinoff because they did a Better Call Saul.
oh, Better Call Saul. Yeah, I never watched that one though,
Yeah. Okay.
because
So
I like Breaking Bad so much I didn't want to ruin it.
okay.
Like this needs to be by itself. But I hear good things. I hear good things about Better Call Saul. Um, but going back to Hawkeye, like I like where that show's going. They already have a spinoff coming. So Echo was the um the one character. She's getting her own show. So you can tell that Disney is not beholden to having another season of a show. Like you may get a Hawkeye too, but we already have something planned with characters to pull them into a different show of their own. So I really like that. Um,
And I can see that. So the last
yeah,
episode they had this week, I could see that because of information that was given to her. I can
yeah,
see her kind of changing and going a different way and making a series out of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you could just bring characters that worked into that one. You know what I mean? Like you're, I think having to have a season two of a show kind of puts you in a box. I'm cool, like I like my anime. I like one season, maybe two. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like DBZ was, my one of my entry gateways into anime, but I'm not watching you for 10 seasons. And now they got 10 more seasons coming out. I'm just it's not for me, right? But like Cowboy Bebop, you give me a stellar one season, 26 episodes, I'm good. It's a classic. Keep that forever. Not the show though, apparently. Canceled.
Yeah.
Less than 30 days.
Yeah.
The internet spoke. They were like, you will make no more of these. And Netflix was like, you right. But I thought it was good. Yeah, obviously it can't live up to the anime, but like nothing can. The same thing goes with movies that come from books. I've not watched one movie where it was better than the book. Not yet. Has not happened. So
Really?
like, nah. I'm not, and not to say I'm not the most read individual, right? Like I've not read 1,000 books or what have you, but anytime I see a movie that interests me, I see a trailer and I'm just like, oh, that's based on a book, not a series. You ain't gonna get me for a whole series. It's not gonna happen. But if it's based on a book, I will go read that book. And then when I watch the movie, I'm like, well, they did it. It's a good adaptation. But you can't replicate 16 to 20 hours of content in 2.5 hours. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
Like, you have to make cuts.
Exactly. The book is going to have so much more detail, right?
Yeah.
The book is going to go into so many more things that's just like, wow, there's no way you might not even be able to capture that in a movie, you know what I
Right.
mean? Unless you have something
Exactly.
that maybe has a narrator and then the narrator is describing things to you or whatever, because that's kind of what I get when I read like some of these books, you know what I mean? And I don't read a lot of fiction, right? Hardly any anymore, right? But
Yeah.
I would think I would have to have a narrator for something for it to play out like it does in the book. And you're right, because you're probably dead on with your assessment of about 16 hours, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it would need to be a TV series or something like that for a lot of these books.
Right. Exactly.
And Hollywood is
Yeah.
gonna Hollywood it up. Like their adaptation, they're gonna add stuff, remove stuff,
Yeah.
change it. So yeah.
Yeah. Like I Am Legends based on a short story, and I read it because I was like, I can get that in real quick before the movie drops, right? And Will Smith doesn't drop duds. Well, Wild Wild West, but 99.9% of Will Smith movies hit the mark, and it was good. But I think I ruined the movie because I read the book first, and they diverged so much that at the end of the day, it's a good story, and Will Smith did an excellent job with the cast and all that good stuff. But even the short story was better than the movie, and
So
that's like maybe 3-4 hours.
Pursuit of Happiness was like that. So like I read the book Pursuit of Happiness before he did the movie.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of divergence there, and stuff that
Yeah.
was, because the book is autobiographical. It's from, I'm trying to remember the guy's name. Gardner was his last name. I can't remember his name right now though. It's escaping me. But yeah, like the book is autobiographical, and then when you see the movie, it's just kind of like, well, they diverged here, they diverged here, they diverged here,
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, and the same thing for games. So, like Witcher, like season 2 just dropped. I'm probably going to try to get that in as well. I'm my memory is not serving me well for season 1 because it wasn't in chronological order. It's one of those shows that Tarantino it up, so things are happening out of sequence and what have you, which I don't mind. But when it comes to memory, because it didn't happen in chronological order. Like when I watch this season, I'm probably gonna be thrown off a lot. I'm like, what the hell is happening with these people? But obviously the game is hundreds of hours of gameplay, right? And you're not gonna be able to capture that. And I think the show is great. So I'm glad I didn't play the game. So because it would ruin it for me. Oh, that's the other thing I watched. The Expanse just started back up. So the final season of Expanse on Amazon Prime dropped. And that show is a great science fiction show. First season, very slow. Like it goes into politics and world building and etc. And it really picks up at the end of season 1 into season 2. So if you dropped in season 1, I'm sorry, you have to. If you do want to get back into it, you got to watch all of it. And it takes a while to hit its stride. But I hear the books are amazing. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm glad I didn't jump into that series of books because it might have ruined the series for me,
So now I'm
the show
curious.
series.
I'm curious now. So, like, how many episodes do you give something before you give up, right? Because you're sitting here and you're saying it's slow in the first season,
Yeah.
right? So I'm guessing 8 episodes.
So yeah, I think it's 8 to 10. But no, so in this case, I jumped on The Expanse late. I jumped on The Expanse when it got canceled. So it originally was on Sci-Fi and everybody was talking it up, and Sci-Fi was like, nope, not getting another season of this. I picked it up when Amazon, was it Amazon or was it Netflix? Netflix picked it up. So Netflix picked it up for a second season. I was like, oh, it must be good if Netflix picked it up, right? Because of a canceled show. So I was like, okay, I'll jump on it. So I had to watch season 1 to get to the Netflix season. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. They picked it up. So typically I don't go that far. Like if you don't get me in the first half of the season, I'm like, all right, I'm not messing with you. But I wanted to get to season 2 because everybody was talking season 2 up so much. And I'm glad I did. But then Netflix dropped it, and I was like, oh, because I hate when a show gets canceled and I'm invested in it. that's why I dropped all the Marvel Netflix shows before they finished their season 3s. Because I was like, nope, not messing with it. But I'll circle back to that. But then it got picked up by Amazon. So the show got canceled by Sci-Fi, got canceled by Netflix, and then Amazon picked it up. So I was like, it's got to be good, and it actually is. Why those Netflix will cancel something because they feel like it, but why Sci-Fi dropped it, I don't know. Like if they had held on, maybe it was the budget, because the budget does explode as it traverses networks. Like when it's on Sci-Fi, that first season was good, but like now you can tell they put money into it. So, but this is the final season. So I'm definitely gonna keep watching that one. But with the Netflix shows, I'm gonna go back for Marvel. I'm gonna go back and finish Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Punisher, because some of that material may make it into the Disney Plus shows. So like
I'll finish.
The rights finally expired, and so now they're picking up characters and things of that nature.
Gotcha. I'll finish Daredevil. So I didn't get to watch season 3 of Daredevil. That one I'll finish because I like that one. Jessica Jones, yeah.
It started to peter off.
Another Ryan suggestion. I was just like,
that first season was good, man, with the Purple Man or whatever he was called.
It was not.
Did you finish it?
I did. I did.
And you like it?
I did not like it.
Oh man, it was a thriller.
Yeah. Yeah.
But did you not like the actress that played Jessica Jones? Because I heard a lot of people did not like her.
So I was not a fan of her, but I was just not a fan of the story either, right? Like just walking around being a drunk that has to be a hero. Like Hancock did it in 2.5 hours. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I don't need you to do it in 8 episodes. You know what I'm saying?
But that is the comic, Raging Alcoholic Detective, with super strength.
It didn't do it for me. So when the second one came out, I didn't watch it. I never watched Iron Fist. I could tell from the trailer I wasn't gonna like that.
Oof.
I was just like, and it's been confirmed. Like if you don't like it, I'm definitely not gonna like it. I know that already.
What's crazy is because did it only have one season? I think it only had one season, and then they went into the Defenders, which was not great. But the side characters in Iron Fist were good. I hope they save those people and pull them in to Disney Plus, because you had Rosario Dawson. She was in it. She was also in Luke Cage. So Rosario Dawson spanned all of them. She was kind of like
all of them, yeah,
the Iron Man of the Netflix MCU. So she did a phenomenal job. But it was, I can't remember her name, but it's the female lead. She ran the dojo. She is in the Matrix movie that's about to drop. So Matrix 4, the female with the shades and the blue hair, like the short blue hair. She's in the trailers, but she was the female, not lead, but close to lead in Iron Fist. They tried to get her to be in Shang-Chi, but it conflicted with her Matrix schedule. So there may be plans to bring her in anyway.
Who was she going to be in Shang-Chi? Was she going to be Aquafina was like his friend or?
No, she was gonna.
His
Oh
aunt?
man, she said like she's not old enough to be the aunt. She was gonna be somebody that may or may not have been fleshed out as a character, um, to kind of integrate her into the MCU. But I'd rather she be cast back into her role from the Netflix MCU, bring her into Disney Plus. To be honest with you, or into the movies, like because there's no line anymore, right? Like you're seeing characters in the Disney Plus shows that are from the the cinematic universe MCU. Like there's no distinction anymore.
Yeah, Disney.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's completely blended. Like you'll see, like there was the intro to this Hawkeye was uh not a sequel, but directly ties into the Black Widow movie, right? So like the Black Widow movie ends, and then you watch Hawkeye, and it kind of picks up from the way that movie ended.
Did it?
Yeah, where they're trying to give a person some serum to to remove their programming. Because I don't want to give away too much if somebody hasn't watched the Hawkeye episode. But in Black Widow, there's um
Oh, you
the
talking about for
overall arc.
okay. I thought you were talking about
Yeah,
the first episode. I was like, okay, yeah. You're right.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
no.
The latest episode ties
Yes.
directly into Black Widow. Like there is no distinction between the Disney Plus series and the MCU cinematic universe. Like there's no lines. They'll pull anybody from any direction they want to, and it's amazing. That's what they tried to do with Agents of Shield. It just didn't work out because like they weren't, you know what I mean? Like not to say it's not the they weren't all owned by Kevin Feige. Like now he has free reign. He can make anything happen anywhere he wants to, as opposed to having to work with what was it, NBC or ABC at the time? Like he had to work with because they're still owned by Disney, but
Agents of Shield. It's ABC, isn't it?
ABC, yes. As opposed to having to work with ABC to try to make things tie in and contracts and whatnot. He's just like, I do what I want. this is this is all Marvel all the time. So it's amazing. So I hope they keep it up. Because there's some like they're already talking about rumors of who's going to be in She-Hulk. Like they're going to have some crossovers in there as well.
Hmm.
So
Well, I just don't. I don't think Disney is going to start putting anything on ABC anyway, right? Because ABC is the parent company of Disney, right? Or vice
right,
versa.
but they said that the issues they had with Agents of Shield because it's still not been confirmed to be canon or not
Well,
was contractual issues. Like once Coulson hit the small screen, they couldn't pull him back into the MCU. Like it's some
but they're not
weird
even going to do it
contractual.
anymore. I don't even think they're going to put them on ABC anymore because they have the
No, no,
stream.
they're not. Yeah, yeah, they're not because they
Yeah,
have the streaming service. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But like they just did, like the only major tie-ins were Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Like that had an actual tie-in to Agents of Shield. But aside from that, it was very loose connections at best.
Yeah.
Uh, but now you'll see something on a Disney Plus show that ties directly into a movie and vice versa. Like you'll see the big screen on the small screen. You just like whoa. And again, they're not beholden. Like I don't think there's going to be a WandaVision 2 because they have the House of Harkness. Agatha is getting her own spinoff, right? So they don't have to do a WandaVision 2. Like she's getting her own TV show. They don't have to do a Hawkeye 2 if they don't want to because now Echo is the spinoff of that. Like they can just keep branching off to these other characters, and those characters can make it into the movies potentially. So I think it's awesome.
Yeah, they've definitely they've left the door open for them to make trillions in the future with a T.
Yeah,
Like they really
yeah,
have. Like I've said it numerous times, and I'll say it again. Like this whole with the multiverse and everything, you just leave it open to do whatever you need to do and whatever you can do.
yeah. Yeah, no, the only weirdness now is the Sony Spider-Man universe because they Sony still owns characters that may or may not cross over, but they have so far. Like if you watch the Morbius trailer, you see the Vulture in it. So still weird though, but it happens. Or there was another one, so but I can't talk about
Yeah.
it.
But don't they have a deal with Sony though? Like Marvel Studios and Sony made a deal. That's why we started
Yeah,
seeing
so
Spider-Man in the first place with Tom Holland.
yes, so my understanding is if it's a Spider-Man specific movie, so Far From Home or No Way From Home, that the majority of the money and profits go to Sony. If it's Avengers tie-in, the majority of the money goes to Marvel.
Okay.
And then they have some crosstalk between, because remember, at one point they couldn't come to an agreement, so they're like, okay, that was the last Tom Holland Spider-Man appearance, and then they worked it out. You know, I mean, more zeros were added to the paychecks of somebody, and they're like, no, he's back. We figured it out. And then there's some other stuff, like they're working in conjunction with like making Morpheus and making the Sinister Six movie, but those are still Sony properties. Like it's still owned by Sony. But they I don't know, like they're able, they make adjustments when necessary. Like some of the stuff, like, because I got to see Morpheus now, because I don't know, some of the stuff doesn't make sense to me. Like when you watch the trailer, like obviously everything's out of context in trailers, like they cut and chop it out if they want to. And they can always do the Marvel thing where they CG certain stuff in and out, like what they did with Endgame, or they did with obviously some leaked trailers for the Spider-Man movie. You can see like that there's something supposed to be in this frame. Like you see oh man, what's the lizard, the doctor's name? I forget, but you see him getting hit in the head. You're just like, what hit him? They CG something out. So, but in the Morpheus trailer that they show Vulture in, they also show a poster of Spider-Man, but it's like the Spider-Man costume is a different Spider-Man. So you're like, but how is Vulture there? But this is a different Spider-Man. So who knows where it's going? I don't know. It's weirdness.
As long as they make a good product and put it out, I don't care who's making money on the back end.
I don't know. I know. Like, so I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah. I know you're taking my money when I buy these tickets.
Right.
So like, I'm
gonna go see it. But I'm not interested in Morpheus at all. I just need to see it because like they got me forever. Like I need to see how it ties into everything else, right? Like I can't miss the tie-ins, but I'm not interested in that character at all.
I mean, I watched the trailer again and I wasn't too thrilled with it. I was like, yeah, I think I'm where you are, right? Like, just doesn't really interest me, and I never paid attention to it growing up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like,
right. Yeah, but when they had him walk past Michael Keaton, I'm like, damn it, I gotta go see it. Like, it might just be a cameo. Like, who knows? But now it's part of the MCU, so I must go watch it now.
Marvel will get my money with whatever they put out. I mean, I will more than likely, I'll see it somewhere, whether it be that well, you said it's a Sony property for the Morpheus, though. It's a Sony property, so it might not.
Yeah, Sony's.
It won't show up on Disney Plus then. So
no, so you can't even watch the other Spider-Mans on Disney Plus because they're Sony flicks.
Yeah, they were on. What did I watch them on Hulu or something?
Yeah,
watching them.
Yeah, and they pulled the old ones. So if you try to watch the originals, I had the VPN through the Netherlands to watch the first Tobey Maguire and the first Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, because they pulled them off of Netflix here, because they're like, new Spider-Man movie coming out. The old ones now cost $4.95. You're like, what? It's just free. Same thing with Die Hard every year. Like every year I'm saying I need to watch this movie before it becomes a rental. Same thing with Elf, Home Alone. Like they're just like, yesterday's price is not today's price.
They hit you with the Chappelle Show. That's the new price. Pull their shirts up.
Yeah. They're like, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. But yeah, man, I'm super excited. I'm telling you, you're gonna love this movie. Hopefully, you get to go see it soon.
We'll see. I might try to make it happen tomorrow. We'll see. I gotta get somebody to watch The Youngin' though if I do it. So
right. No, I get that. Yeah, I get that. I was specifically told to watch it before I came home. They're like, Florida not doing so hot. We ain't going to the theater with you, so you can watch it by yourself here, or you can watch it with your friends there. So I was like, all right, I'll go watch it with my my shop. Yeah. So I was tempted to watch it again today. I was like, I should go again.
What?
But yeah, but I was like, I was like, I I've only done that with Black Panther. I watched it 2 days in a row, and I was like at least for that one, I didn't have to pre-buy tickets and all that stuff. Like I would have to go find out they still had pre tickets to purchase the following day, and then stand outside so I can get a good seat. I was like, I ain't doing all that.
Okay.
So, but I think that pretty much does it for this episode. I have been studying some cloud. I'm not ready to take that cert though. I'm about halfway through the training course, so I'm going to try to watch it on the plane ride, see how far I can get through it. If I can download some of it offline, but I'm pretty much going to unplug for the holidays. So if I get through it, good. If I don't, then I'll pick it up after the holiday.
It's family time now, man. You know,
Yeah,
that's what you need to be doing. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. But I'm definitely interested. I'm learning a lot of cool things, like how Oracle Cloud works. I didn't even know it was a thing until this month when it went up for free. So I at least have to get through the material. I don't know if I'll take the test in time or whatever, but I will get the material under my belt. Um, but yeah, I'm enjoying it and looking forward to moving over to Azure come the new year. That'll be my next goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing no studying. I don't know. I'm just like, I don't want to look at it.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, sometimes you gotta let your brain rest, but you got a game plan going in, so you know now what you didn't know before.
Right. I know what I'm looking for, right? So
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, that's what's up. But okay, we'll end this episode. Appreciate you making it, Shannon. Definitely appreciate you and Levon making it uh, all the time. Like this has been a year-long experiment. I've definitely been enjoying myself. For all of you guys listening, we definitely have improved. I don't care what you say. I'm not taking your feedback if it's negative. No, I'm just playing. Uh, I think we're shorter, more concise, and just need to get the word out. So definitely share with your friends, your nerdy friends, get them to like, share, subscribe. Again, Monday and Tuesday are our topics. Wednesday is our discussion. We have a really good discussion this week. Thursday is typically Ask a CSP. So that's when I talk to people who are trying to get into cybersecurity. And then Fridays we do this where we talk about everything else when we can, right? I don't want to spoil anything. Go watch Spider-Man before the internet ruins it for you. But we try to talk about everything else on this episode. We call it the rundown. So continue to tune in. We're now on 6 audio platforms. Spotify, we are now audio and video. So we got into the program. So you can watch our beautiful faces on Spotify now. And then video is still on YouTube. As Shannon strokes his beard over there. Video is still on YouTube, as well as now I put it on LinkedIn. I just chop up the episodes. I don't typically put the rundown on LinkedIn because I try to focus just on the cyber on that platform because it's supposed to be about business. But if you're a subscriber, you will get it every single time it drops. So definitely tune in. And if you're not a subscriber, I don't want you to forget about us. So subscribe. So that way, when we pick back up on January 10th, you get the latest episode. So that way you don't forget about us. So do that. Greatly appreciate you. So hit up the website, www.theothersideofthefirewall.com. It gets you to all of our social medias. Also, hit me up personally. I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. I'm on Clubhouse, Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn. There you go. And Levon is at Levon Maynard on Twitter. And Shannon, we will get him an account. We're gonna get you a burner account. So you get on the socials. Now, Shannon doesn't really do the socials and whatnot. But you can see him here every week. So there you go. If you want to keep tabs on Mr. Tynes over there. But have a happy holiday. Have a happy new year. And we will see you mid-January. Stay safe, stay secure.